lovelies, I hope that you're doing well. I am here with a 2-week update video, which is what I said that I would do in my previous video. If you haven't checked out my really long-winded video that takes you through the whole journey of deciding I wanted a breast reduction all the way to 1 week post-op, please check the link down below, as that will give you all the information about my journey and my process, which includes kind of the differences because of COVID. I had a complication with a hematoma, so it's a slightly different experience to some people, but yeah, please check it out. Okay, so I've written notes for this one so that I'm not babbling on for too long, because that happens a lot when you're just talking to a camera and you're like, yeah, let's have a good chat. So yeah, if I look down, that's why. So 2-week update, I have been walking a lot more. I mean, the weather has been kind of crappy. Like, I'm in the UK, it's been raining a lot, it did snow a little bit, so I haven't been out as much as I wanted to. However, I have been out walking for kind of longer walks slash shorter but more intense walks. My body has definitely suffered from not moving. I was very active previously, and then I kind of ballooned a little bit in terms of water retention, etc., from just not moving enough. So yeah, getting back into that, which is making me feel good. Sleeping, yeah, so sleeping did not get any easier for me. In fact, it has been a bit of a struggle since day one. I've been struggling with sleeping. I don't know if it's whether I can't turn my brain off, but I've never usually had problems with sleeping. So when I do have periods of problems with sleeping, it's usually because of something like an effect.
Try again.
An external factor is what I'm trying to say. For example, when I stopped smoking, I really struggled. If I'm on a specific medication, then maybe that will cause problems with sleep. So yeah, I have been struggling with sleeping. I will talk a little bit more about itchiness in a moment, but being itchy, that started. I will say not showering did start to, I guess, take a toll on me. I'm one of those people that used to shower at least once a day. That set me up a lot of the time, because I used to have it, I often had my shower in the evening before bed. And when I've kind of like started back at work after my 2 weeks, I've just felt a bit obviously lethargic, because I'm going back from doing nothing for 2 weeks, but also my body is just not feeling fresh. I know that's just a side of like something you have to deal with surgery, but I think for some people that would be really difficult, and it has been a bit difficult for me. Okay, so let's talk about my actual appointment. I got to see my breasts uncovered again, which made me really happy. My nurse redressed them, gave them a shallow bath, etc. And yeah, I just got to kind of stare at them in the mirror, which was nice. I was given extra dressing, so I was told that maybe they won't be redressed after the 2nd week. It wasn't, unfortunately, the case for me, but that's absolutely fine. I mean, it was just a case of only if they healed exceptionally well. I definitely saw a difference from 1st week to 2nd week in terms of healing, but there were still small parts of the stitching on the anchor part that were still kind of, you know, they were dry, but they were open, slightly more open. So yeah, I got redressed, then I got dressings to take home. So after the 3-week period, so 1 more week, I would wet them slightly, dampen them, take them off, and if I feel like they need to be redressed again, that's why I got the dressing, so that I can redress them myself for another week. If not, just leave them open now with the surgery bra, and continue wearing the surgery bra. I said 8 weeks last time. I've been told I have to wear it for 12 weeks, so that's 3 months, which is quite a while, but they're comfortable and they're quite useful, really. They've got front fastenings, so yeah, I haven't had a complaint about wearing the surgery bras. I just want to say, remember that everybody heals very differently. I saw quite a few different YouTube videos when I was binge watching before I had my surgery. Some people, you know, they were out exercising, which I would 100% not recommend after like 1 week of surgery, but they were moving their body a lot more than, I guess, you're told you're allowed to within the first few weeks. There were some people that were 4 weeks post-op and were still really struggling and have been struggling with healing, and it really depends on the person. So you just need to listen to your body and be kind. Do not try and rush the process, because you're just going to do more damage basically, and then you won't even be starting at square one, you'll be even further back. So you just got to be careful. Okay, so the things that changed after my 2-week op is I was now allowed to sleep on my back still. Obviously it's still on your back, you're not meant to sleep on your side or your front, but I could sleep flat. So before I had to sleep at 45 degrees, I had to be propped up, whereas now I could sleep on my back flat. I don't like sleeping on my back flat, I don't find it comfortable, so it didn't really bother me, but that's something that I guess was good. I can now drive. I haven't driven yet just because we're in lockdown, so why do I need to drive anywhere? But I will have to go to the supermarket at some point, so that will be interesting, driving for the first time again. Still not allowed to drink alcohol until basically I thought I was allowed to shower kind of 3 weeks. No, I have to wait until around 5 weeks to be able to properly shower. And the nurse said, as a reference, when the stitching stops looking like stitching and looks more like scarring, when it starts looking more like scarring all around, that's when I can, you know, start drinking again, I guess exercising a little bit more, and what was the other thing? Oh, showering, yeah. My surgery has been great. Obviously they give you an emergency number to contact out of hours, and then you have the normal number for, I guess, normal working hour times, and they just say literally ring whenever if you have any questions. I haven't needed to at the moment, and to be honest, any question I have, like just basic random question that's not specific to me, I will just Google, and there's like a million people that have asked the same questions. After the appointment, I had to start work. So it was actually on the day of my 2nd week appointment that I started work again, so I was super knackered after work. It has been difficult, but working from home has made it easier. I will say that if I had to commute to London to work as normal, I think I would have had to take another week off. I will say I thought that because I was working, I was walking more, using my body, using my brain more, I would sleep better. Haven't slept better. In fact, I think it was almost, I don't know, maybe because I couldn't switch my brain off because I had so many things going on in terms of like thinking about work and trying to get back into the swing of things. I have noticed that if I kind of shuffle to the side a little bit, not fully sleeping on your side, but just kind of like perching a bit, I don't know how to explain it, perching a little bit on your side, not so that you put pressure all on your breast, but just, I don't know, maneuvering a little bit so it makes you think that you're sleeping on your side, has really helped me, because when I'm just in bed and I'm like this, like I really struggle falling asleep. Let's talk about itchiness. Before I said, I thought that I was like, that in terms of, you know, people said that they get itchy, but I haven't had that experience. No, I understand. I fully understand now. My body started getting itchy, I think a few days after my second week appointment, and it hasn't really stopped since. Real itchy. Like, it feels as if there's mosquito bites all over your boobs. Surprisingly for me, I think because I've lost the sensation at the moment in my nipples, like it's not around my nipple, but the rest of my breast, there's like mosquito bites all over, and you can't itch them, because I have just had a moment where I've literally itched the tiniest bit, like barely any pressure for like a few seconds, and been like, okay, no, I need to stop. And that in itself has caused a little bit like of extra achy soreness, and I'm just like, no, I really cannot itch them at all. So that's been difficult, because it's frustrating. Like, I'm even talking about it and I'm like feeling it right now. I told you about my throat issue in the first video. Because of the breathing tube, my throat was really sore. It felt like I had a pill stuck in it, and this was continuous even past like 1 week. It's gone now, thankfully. There's no issue. I will say maybe it doesn't feel exactly the same as pre-surgery, but there's no real issue at the moment. So if you do have kind of side effects from surgery such as that or itchiness, things will get better. You just have to wait it out, unfortunately. Okay, so I have a few tips. So I'll go with when you're preparing for your op, so pre-op. The first thing is when you're building your toiletry bag to take with you, don't overdo it, because hopefully you'll only be there for one night. But I would say take some form of skincare. Now, I'm not saying you need your most intricate mask or, I don't know, sheet mask or whatever, but maybe if it's just like under eye, kind of like the mask there, or just a really nice moisturizer, or even just bringing like a basic morning moisturizer and evening moisturizer. It just makes you feel like a slightly more fresh. And when you can't wash your body, keep yourself super clean like you normally would, and it is kind of a shock to the system, in order to help you feel more awake and I guess a bit perkier in terms of mood, skincare is nice. I had my flannel. I didn't have anything special, but I just made sure I washed my face with cleanser, and I had like a morning and an evening moisturizer, and it really just helped me feel that bit better. I've already mentioned this, but bring a flannel. I don't know if it's called flannel everywhere, but like a little face cloth basically, because you're not going to be able to bend over and start washing your face and things like that. So a flannel really helps. And if you want to kind of pat yourself down, or if you're feeling a bit, I don't know, it has multiple uses, I swear. Just pack one, please. 3, this is completely optional, but I put my hair in plaits and that was super useful. French plaits, but like just braiding your hair is really useful, because you're not putting all the pressure. If you, for example, do a high pony and then you're in the same position continuously, it can contribute towards a headache, because the hair is really tight on your head. Also, if you just do like a basic ponytail, it might come undone, and then it's just a hassle trying to like sort your hair out. It's something so little, but it just helps with comfort. So I plaited my hair, and I ended up being obviously in the room for 2.5 days, and my hair didn't annoy me once. 4th tip is everything you wear on your top half needs to either have a zip or a button. There's none of this like trying to get, I don't know, a tank top over your head straight after surgery. Absolutely not. For example, I think I actually wore this to leave the hospital. It's button up. It was super easy to put on. Obviously you can get a nurse to help you. I had a hoodie, and I had a coat over that, which was also a zip up, so I didn't have anything where I had to try and, you know, overstretch my arms, because you won't be able to do that. And to be honest, I think the medical professionals will be super annoyed if you try and overstretch. So, number 5, this is an interesting one, because maybe it only applied to me, but because I was nil by mouth so early on in the day, and then I got into hospital at 8 o'clock, and then I didn't actually go into surgery till 3. By the time I got out of surgery, I was super hungry. Yes, I did feel a bit nauseous, but I was also like, no, your girl needs to eat. So when I ordered, they don't, with private, you know, you get this cute little menu. I ordered not a lot, but I ordered a jacket potato with salad, and I had like a dessert that was one of the options, and a packet of crisps, and you know, that I think that might have actually been it, but it seemed like a lot when it came on the plate, right? The tray. It was too much, and I tried to eat all of it because I knew I was super hungry, and I just kind of ate as if I didn't just have surgery, and oh my god, did it make me feel super ill. Yes, I was nauseous because I was coming around from the anesthesia, but also I don't know what it was about just eating. I'm not a medical professional by any means, so there may be an actual like scientific reason. I felt really sick afterwards. I went to the toilet after I'd ate, and it was a real struggle to just like walking. I did let obviously my nurse know that I was super dizzy afterwards, but just maybe don't go crazy on the food. Obviously eat enough so that you're satisfied, but yeah, don't like order everything on the menu like I did. So my tips for home: you need somebody to look after you is number 1. I don't care if you're living alone, you're going to go back and live with your friend or your family or something, please have someone with you. You can't do things for the first 2 weeks alone. There are certain things you can do, like go to the toilet, etc. And I get that a lot of people want to be independent from the get-go, but for example, I would not have been able to cook and like bring my meals up, and it's so important to have a decently healthy and like balanced diet while you're recovering, to aid recovery. So you really need someone to look after you. 2, pillows. So many pillows. I actually currently have in my room like 8 pillows or something ridiculous still. Just have loads of pillows, because there's going to be times where you need to readjust, or you're just getting agitated and you want to try a different way. And especially when you're sleeping at that 45-degree, it's going to take you a while to get comfortable, unless that's the way you naturally sleep, which a lot of people, I'm pretty sure it isn't. So you need a lot of pillows. Get a V pillow. If you don't know what that is, a V pillow looks like a V. Wait, that's the V. But this is what the pillow is like, and it's super useful, super comfortable. Make sure whoever picks you up puts a pillow in the car, so that you have something in between your breast and the seatbelt, that sort of thing. Just constantly have some form of pillow and cushion with you. 3, facial massage roller. I didn't think, why would I think that this would be of any use? I didn't, but it was super useful. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this little bad boy here is what I'm talking about. So I didn't know why I was just gonna like roll it on my hand. But yeah, it has a small bit and a larger bit, and then you just roll it along your face in certain motions. You don't just have to roll it along your face. So why this was useful: firstly, it helped with my skincare. It helped me feel somewhat normal, especially when I had my first dressings on. I had a lot of pressure all over my body, because my body was so tense, I guess, from the fact of I'm not moving that part of my body. But even because maybe of the throat problem that I was talking about, from here to like here, it was super tense. Like everything was achy and just tight, and it didn't feel nice. So I would actually roll around this area, just above my chest area, up to my neck, and then all around my face. Obviously keep it sanitary, get someone to wash it and make sure that it's clean every time you use it, but it's super useful for getting that tension out. 4th one is water bottle with straw. Now this is not necessary, because some people may argue, you know, when you have drink through a straw, it causes more air, and that can cause bloating, and you don't really want bloating because you're constipated from the cocodamol. But if you're not too stressed about that, or you haven't had issues with that in the past, I would suggest getting a water bottle with a straw, just because if you're constantly pouring from a jug to a glass, which is actually what I did initially, you kind of have to ask someone to do that for you, unless you want to kind of push it and you don't want to do that. So the other option is a water bottle. I have, for example, a 2.2 litre water bottle, and then these big 1.5 litre water bottles, which are great, but at the same time you can't lift them, so when you're trying to drink, it's just not really possible. So just having a big water bottle that doesn't have to constantly be refilled, so you don't have to keep calling for someone, and then you can just drink up with the straw, it's super useful. 5, throat sweets, soothing sweets, sucky sweets, whatever you want to call them. Lozenges, I think that's the actual name for them. But super useful. When I had my throat issue, they were getting me through, even when I wasn't. Sometimes when you just, I guess, instead of boredom eating or stacking on stuff that might not be, particularly healthy while you're just in bed doing nothing, they were really nice for me to have. So I have 6. Yeah, that is 6. Oh my god. So I would say you need to buy more than one surgery bra from the get-go. Because you're meant to wear it 24 hours a day, yes, you can have small periods of taking it off, but really not that long at all. When you want to get, you can't just wear one for weeks on end. Like, it doesn't matter that you're not exercising, whatever, it's just that's not hygienic, and it's gonna contribute to the itchiness because you're not washing that area continuously. So I would definitely say get at least 2. I've got 2 currently, and I switch between them, get my mum to like cold wash one while I'm wearing the other, etc. So it has been super useful. I would also say that I'm probably going to get another one. I'm probably going to get 3 overall to get me through the 12 weeks, just because when I'm able to start exercising again, I'm definitely going to have one that acts as, I guess, the sports bra, just because if I sweat a little bit in that one, I won't want to be wearing it for the rest of the day. Tip 7, vitamin A is important. So I have my science here. So vitamin A supports the healing of incisions and promotes collagen production, and this may increase the tensile strength of the healing incision, which is what we like to see. So yeah, basically vitamin A can be found in a lot of foods, I'm pretty sure, but maybe just talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you to take a supplement, because yeah, it's also super useful for other things, for example hair strength, etc. So yeah, vitamin A is something to be aware of. 8 is vitamin C. As we all know, vitamin C is amazing for a multitude of reasons. We should try and get it in our diet. You can find it in citrus fruits like oranges, I think potatoes, strawberries, other stuff. So just make sure you get your vitamin C in. If you feel like you're not within your diet, you can get supplements for these. 9th point, bromelain. I don't even know if that's how you say it. Bromelain. I think it's bromelain.
Bromelain.
Bromelain. So this is apparently been thought to reduce swelling and inflammation after surgery. However, there needs to be more research for it to be conclusive. So there is no conclusive evidence to say that it actually works. However, I have had some friends who've had surgery, some quite recently, and they've taken it and they feel like it has definitely helped towards their healing. Yes, it is difficult to say whether that is true or not, because they don't have, I guess, a baseline to compare it to. They don't know if they didn't take it, what would have happened, if it would have been the same healing. I do understand that. But, you know, if you don't mind taking supplements, or you enjoy supplements, and the idea that they might help you, maybe look into it. It's created from enzymes in pineapples. That's about all the info I can give you. 10 is arnica gel. So arnica gel is known, it's really, you can get supplements as well to help healing, but you would definitely start using those. But please be aware, do not use gel on wounds. So while it's still at the stitching stage, for example now, I'm not to put any gel or anything to contribute to it staying wet. It needs to be dry and kept dry, which is why it's continuously dressed. But when they become just scars all over, that's when you can start using some form of healing gel. Which takes me nicely onto number 10, which is scar silicone strips, silicone scar strips. I've only recently heard about them. I'd never heard about them before, but people swear by them, and as soon as, you know, their wounds and their stitching turns into scars, people wear them nearly 24/7, and apparently around 2 to 3 months, you will seriously, like, they will really help with healing. So I will keep you updated, because I will be using them and let you know if they work. That is more of a long-term, I guess, solution. Same with things like bio oil, which people use, which is great, but you have to use it consistently for a long period of time to see a difference. The last one I want to stress is getting enough protein in your diet. You don't have to overload it. You don't need to drink 5 protein shakes a day or anything like that, but just make sure you're getting protein in whatever way you can, because that aids healing. Please do not try and eat in a deficit because you're trying to lose weight at the same time as healing. This is something that I was thinking about doing, because I was like, I want to get kickstarted on my, you know, fitness and healthy and weight loss journey, but I'm not going to be moving, so I'm going to have to eat a lot less in order for this to happen during my 6-week period. And I realized after doing quite a bit of research that was a really bad idea. You need to give your body time to heal, and if you don't, it's just going to end up being, instead of a 6-week healing process before exercise, it might be an 8 to 10 week, or, you know, even more. So you just need to please like use the 6 weeks to be kind to your body. Yes, get that exercise in through walking, but just don't push it. I will be documenting and showing you my fitness journey and journey to a more healthy lifestyle after my 6-week period. So please like and subscribe down below if you want to, you know, join that journey with me and just kind of see how I progressed. It will be very different to, I guess, just generally starting a new exercise program, because it will feel like, for me anyways, starting from complete scratch, because I won't have moved my body very much or exercised for 6 weeks, which is quite a long period when you don't even realize, but you're generally active in your day-to-day life. Even if you don't set out to, I guess, specifically exercise every day, just like walking to work and commuting and meeting up with friends and then ending up walking around London, or just something like that, things like that. Like, I have not moved my body really like properly and consistently, so it will be very much like, oh, I'm a complete beginner, let's see how we do. So if there's anything to take away from today, is just be patient, let your body heal, try and stay positive, and remind yourself why you got this done and the changes that you are already starting to feel in yourself, because I definitely am already. I'm so excited for the future, and I know that this surgery has changed my life. I know that I'm gonna have absolutely no regrets when it comes to the surgery. So yeah, I will keep you all updated, and take care.